Gaffer, 3 points, clean sheet. You've got to be happy with that one.
It's the first 3 points, and it's important that you get them 3 points. Sometimes it can be difficult to come by. The expectation is big on this group of players, and rightly so. But sometimes it's difficult, and I thought they acquitted themselves excellently. The first 20 minutes were as good as we've played all pre-season, and we really dominated the game. I think we just took our foot off the gas a little bit when we scored, which is disappointing, but we'll have a look at that. And we just lost our momentum at that point. It's an exquisite pass, it's a Premiership pass, but it's like I've said before, the two strikers who know what each other want. So he's put it on an absolute plate for Nards to score a wonderful header, but the way we've passed and moved the ball before that was the thing that really encouraged me. We dominated Hartlepool at home, certainly the first 20-25 minutes. So delighted with the first 3 points, and but the clean sheets really impressed me because at times they've really committed numbers forward out the pool, and we had to dig in and dig deep, and the boys did that.
The 2 goal scorers are going to get the headlines, but Kelvin Atuhu, what a calm debut that was. Yeah,
Kelvin. I've brought him here to do a certain job for this team. We've got players who can express themselves. We've got players who can commit to going forward. We've got players who want to get forward and score goals. But you need players in the team. You need team players, and he's the ultimate team player. I talked about his economy with the ball and his quality with the ball. He prides himself on not giving the ball away. He really does. There's a real intelligence to his gameplay, and knowing where he's on the pitch. But he's had a rough 2 weeks. He really has. His body's been depleted. Sodium levels are down, potassium levels are down, and he felt that. He felt the effects of cramp, and we had to get him off the pitch. But I'm delighted that we got 60 minutes out of him. He's dynamic, but he's just a calm player who knows the game inside out, lives for the football game, and we saw an exquisite performance from a top performer.
That first goal, he's fastening his boots, fastened his lace up, took one stride and carved open the defence with one pass. Then laid on the goal.
His awareness, he knows where he is. He knows where he is on a football pitch. He knows what he's got to do. He knows his function for the team, but he don't want the headlines. He's not bothered about the headlines. He's a complete team player.
Danny Rose, hard work pays off in the end.
Yeah, it's been a big chase. Started obviously from last season. Danny Rose. The fans love him. The players loved him, and I think we've really worked hard. The chairman and the board, and also we've worked hard on the deal. We really have. It started off at 8:30 in the morning, and got concluded just before 7 o'clock last night. So we could get him on loan, and he's fantastic. You see his vigour to come on a pitch and do what he's doing. And it's been difficult for Danny because he's a Barnsley kid, and it's difficult for his family. He wanted so badly and desperately to do well for Barnsley Football Club. He's seen John Stones develop, within the Barnsley setup, and Danny Rose wanted it. I think the fans, love Danny Rose at Barnsley, and it's one of them that he's had to almost finish one chapter at Barnsley to really add to this chapter, and I think emotionally he was drained today, and but he comes on with a performance like that, he's going to upset defenders at this level and the next one, with his force and his fury. But we saw what Danny Rose is about today, and then the finish, the calmness. He's hustled, he's bustled, and then he's remained so calm on the finish. He's just a hungry goal scorer.
From coming off the bench to scoring the goal, 6 minutes, that's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know how long he got on the pitch, whether it was 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but all that 25 minutes was memorable because, I remember the ugly things that he does. Danny Rose doesn't mind doing the ugly things, the things that people don't want to talk about, them incidences. He's probably done 25 incidences in that game that gives you a foothold and adds to a clean sheet. So he's going to be, we're building a team for now, but we're building a team for the future, and Danny Rose now is part of that future, and It was great yesterday emotionally to get him in the building and give him the number 9 shirt.
Sharon Jalal on the bench, how far was he from starting?
He wasn't far. I didn't want a circus today because we focused. We did our match prep yesterday, and Schwan was still struggling with it yesterday. He's come through a fitness test today, but you can never reproduce. Ian Wilcock was on the training ground at 8:30 this morning to try and reproduce what we was after, but in gameplay you can't reproduce that or simulate that. So Schwan just missed out, but I let Rob know in no certain terms yesterday that he was starting and to focus for that, and there was no way that I was going to pull Rob out of that situation. So, and Rob's got his clean sheet, and I thought he was fantastic. So, we've got a competition at the football club, which is a good thing. I've said to the players before the season started, I want to bring competition in. And if you can't handle competition, then you won't be at the football club. You've got to be able to handle new recruitments that make us stronger. Is better for the group. If you can't handle that as a player, you won't play for me under this at this football club.
Straight at the bike, back down the road again. Another tough game Tuesday.
There's no really easy ones, God. In this league, you look at all the games, and is there any easy games in league in football? No, there's not. I don't know how Man United's gone on, but I think they were getting beat 2-1. And everyone had them down to win the game. So there's no easy games in football. And Luton is a strong team. They're a physical team, powerful team, and they've got momentum from last season. So it's going to be a tough test, but we've got good players, and we've got players that can certainly hurt you. And that's a lot of weeks' work that's put into. Out of 3 games, we've had a win, a loss, and then obviously what happened at Bolton. So we're in a good spot, and might prove some of the doubters wrong who all the doom and gloom from last week, but certainly we're going to build on from what we've produced on Tuesday, and it was certainly evident here today.
Doctor, looking at Pablo Mills today, is there any problems there?
No, Pablo's come through it all right. I spoke to the doctor, he was very happy with him to continue. I think there's been a big emphasis on concussion, and the doc was on the pitch very early and just made sure that both players was able to carry on, which is it's key. We've got to get smarter, and the medical staff here was brilliant, very bright, got on the pitch early and gave us the evaluation very quickly so Pabs could continue. Just took a bit of a knock in the eye, but so.
With the Rosedale, I mean, it's a fantastic deal, and he's obviously shown it today. What was it that eventually sort of pushed it through, got it over the line? Because obviously he wasn't really sure what, as a Barnsley lad, whether to make the move. What do you think finally finished it?
I think, Barnsley's probably intent of going up this season, and I think they've got sort of win all and getting Leiter in probably put Rosie down the pecking order. But you've seen today he wants to play, he wants to make games, and I don't think Barnsley, where they want to go and want to get promoted, I don't think that Danny Rose featured in that starting 11. So I think Danny understood that, and then wanted to. Then he wants to play football. He's had a taste of it here. He loved it, and I think that loan spell made him realise why you're in football, to make games, and he does want to do, the boy. I think Barnsley are looking at a target man, and to complement the strikers that they've already got in. So it just makes a lot of sense for him to come and work with us and be a part of what we're doing.
And I suppose all the great players, they've got time on the ball, haven't they? He certainly took his time to score today. I mean, that shows a real good head and shoulders, doesn't it?
He's one of them players that, the greatest players play at a certain level and intensity. You look at Wayne Rooney, plays at incredible intensity, but then on the big moments there's a calmness, and that's the important thing with the top players. That's what they do. They show an aggression. It's like the calmness Louis showed it's like time almost stood still on the pass. He just weighed it up, measured it, and then felt the ball in. It was exquisite. But Danny, again, he knew what he wanted to do. I think he just assessed the situation, didn't he, before he pulled the trigger. Yeah. So Danny's goal was excellent, and it was a top class performance from us.
Could you have envisaged a more perfect day? As you mentioned, clean sheet, new signing, get a goal. Could it have went any better?
No, I don't think it could. There's things that we want to work on. I want to dominate teams for longer spells than what we did. But then you put that into the mix. Hartlepool to throw a lot of bodies forward, and at times 8 bodies. You've got to cope with that. But yeah, we will get better. We will get better than that. There's no doubt about it. But today, like you said, clean sheet, Danny Rose scoring, and the first goal was sublime. It really was. It was great to see that in League Two, to be fair.
Just one last thing on Rose. I know it's an emergency loan, but with a view to a permanent signing, what do you have to do to make it into that permanent signing? What kind of time frame are you looking at?
We're not sure. We'll just work that out as a club Monday, and see if we can get the deal done and procured it on Monday. I think the important thing was that, you know, Rosie was up here with us today, and not just because of the goal, because, you know, I want his energy and I want that competition. I really do. I've been going on about that since I got the job. I want to make sure we've got 18 players that are all compatible and can come on the pitch at any time, and we've won that game today with 14 players. You know, it's a squad game, and all 14 players have contributed massively to that performance. We're going to need that as the season carries on.
Okay. Right, cheers, thanks.